Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my farming life.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to My Farming Life. I hope you're doing very, very well. Indeed, you join me on what is a beautiful, warm, dry, sunny spring evening here in March in Northumberland, and we've got a lot of work to be done. We've been cracking on with some drilling of spring barley, and we've got a little bit more to go at still as well, so we will see how we get on. A few changes to the original plan, a bit of a disaster with the machinery that we had to resolve. We've got that figured out. It took us a few more days to get going because of it. That's a weird thing to do, but okay, we'll go. But ultimately, we're going, and I think it's worked out for the best in the long run now with the setup that we have, and we'll have a look into that very shortly. I'm actually going to go down to Manor Farm this way because I may have blocked the yard up. But we need to go and fill up the drill. We're running on empty down there, and there's a few bags of seed that we shifted down because we're able just to stick a trailer out the way over here, which makes it a little bit easier. And then we'll be able to get going. Bungle is, you might be able to see him on the hillside there. I don't know where he is yet, but he is out in the 5S and the Power Harrow, working down the field that we plowed over, the field that we turned in from 2 into 1. Hello. And we're going to get a little bit more work done this evening before it turns a bit too damp and sticky, but right now it's looking great. The ground that I'm drilling into at the moment it's perfect, really, and we'll walk into the ins and outs of that in a little bit once we get up to the field. But as you can see, my tractor's blocking the yard up here, so we're just going to fill this up and get ourselves on the way. So what we'll likely do is come over here. We're not allowed to use, we haven't got permission to use this the shed itself, but my uncle said he was fine with just sticking a trailer on the side. That's exactly what we've done next to the old grain hopper there. Where are my plants here? There you go. You can see what I'm doing now. Perfect stuff. So we'll stick these two in here. Down here we are sticking in the spring barley variety called Laureate, which is one of the more popular varieties around at the moment. So we'll see how we get on with it, and then we'll get ourselves going. You'll also see there is a little bit of a difference here as well, so we're gonna have to look into that and explain what on earth has happened. So you'll notice this is not the John Deere drill that we had and we showed you just last time around. This is an Amazon drill. We had a nightmare with our John Deere. It was, first of all, I think in hindsight, I don't think it was practically great for what we were doing with our needs. We showed you the crimper on the front here last time as well. That's great. That's working really, really well. But we had with that and with the drill a very long setup, which was a little bit fiddly in places. But also the drill came with a lot of issues. It just wasn't working properly. There was some structural issues with it. And then there was a lot of parts that it was used, but there were a lot of parts that just weren't working at all. And with the calibration metering system on there as well, it's going to need quite an overhaul. So we didn't like it, and then we gave it, we essentially returned it, for want of a better phrase. And this drill was here. This is the Amazon. This is a Centire 3000. It is to a degree, it is a direct drill. It has a couple of rows of discs which are just very lightly mulching over the surface, especially handy. Where am I going with this? Especially handy when you've got a cover crop that you're drilling into like we are now. And then after that, it is straight into the coulters and the disc wheels there. So very, very easy setup to use. It's 3 meters. It's nice and compact. It's in great nick as well. It is used, but it's in great nick, and it's nice and compact and then easy lift on the 3 points as well. But yeah, we've got on great guns with this so far, and it gives us another great option. The field that Bungle's in there now, we're probably going to bring the combination drill down just to do that one again. But for all the direct drilling that we're doing, this setup is working very, very well indeed. So really, really happy with that, and we should hopefully see us get quite a few acres with it. Now, the reason that we are using this is because we actually have, as part of the SFI that we're going into, the Sustainable Farming Initiative, you do get subsidies for direct drilling, which made a lot of sense, really, if you had the infrastructure to do it like we do, what we do now. is that you can actually get money back when you direct drill certain acreage of land. So that just made a lot of sense to us, and that's what we're doing right here. This ground on here as well is in places quite light. I'm not sure about we'll see what it looks like with the field that we've just plowed over there, but it's taking it pretty well. And I think that should be the case moving forward as well. So it'll allow us just to really get going and get a good crop established, especially because it's so dry up here as well. So I think that's going to be great for us. We finished one field over here today. And then we've got one more that I've started, the big one here. And like I say, Bungle is over there on my right with the power harrow somewhere. Let's get that going. But we are going over here to the left. But yeah, anyways, we have a look around here. You'll see what we've already got worked over here. So what we're doing is we're mulching over the cover crop, and then the discs just give it a little bit of a tickle in there as well, and then we drill in directly into this. So that is working out very well indeed. We will get this rolled at some point as well. Uncle's going to come down with a roller on and just start in the field at the very bottom there. That one's all done and dusted. And then we'll see how we go. And then if we just come down here, the plowed over field has dried out quite nicely so far, miraculously. I know, but it has. And yeah, he's just over there working his way through that by the looks of things, which is good. A lot of stones on here, but ultimately it should just break off quite nicely, and we will be looking really good to crack on and proceed. We're actually able to get quite a bit of acreage covered with this as well, because we're able to fly over the ground, so it's looking really good. We need to do the headland on this side and tidy up here, but just trying to get as much of the bulk of the work done as we can, and then we'll see how that looks. But yeah, very, very happy with the setup so far. It was a costly mistake the first time around. We were able to kind of backtrack on that one because we didn't really use it too much. We just ran into issues after issues, so we're able to get a deal going to exchange it for that one. And yeah, very happy with it. Alright, so what we'll do is get ourselves back on over here into our field. And you can see this cover crop's worked wonders on here as well. It's kept it nice and dry. All that moisture's been taken down into the root structure here, which we're not really disturbing too much. So there'll be a good structure in place there for the spring barley crop that we're putting in. Alright, get that on there. I need to turn you on. Go back ever so slightly. There you go, just accidentally disrupted the old GPS. And we're away. Easy peasy. Alright. So you can see we're really able to book it along here now, which is great. Getting some ground cover. This is quite a large field, but we're still getting through it with some ease. It would take a lot longer with the power harrow. You just can't get the same speed here, really. But as you can see, the mulcher on the front, nearly squashing down that cover crop there, doing a lovely old job. And then we're following up behind and drilling into what is a really good seed bed here. And then we just lift up at the end, nice and easy. The headland management I haven't really got set up yet, because we're just kind of still getting to the grips with this. You'll see the field over there that looks really good where it's finished. And that's all in. Then we've got this one to do, the one that bungles in down here, and then there'll be a couple of fields around Bellum, and then up to South Heel to get a bit more done up there as well, with some beans in there as well. So there's a lot to do still today, and of course the next week or so really. See how quickly we can get through it all. But it's just great that we're getting it all in. Handily, this big block here was the big one that I desperately wanted to do and get ticked off the list. New ground to us, want to get started properly. All this field work has been tested around here. We have to get soil tests in and done on the regular, and that has all been taken care of. So we know what condition our soil's in here, and we can hold on to that moving forward and keep testing it frequently to see if we are indeed improving the condition. What we'll do at some point there is get the whole load of the separated muck from Moor Farm and get that brought down here, I think, just to really help improve this moving forward. A little bit bumpy down here, so we just have to take our time with it. Now when you're actually drilling like this, I was doing a little bit of calculations in the other field there. And when we have the plow on this tractor, or even the big combination, which we'd have to do regularly, plow the field over first and work it over there, we are saving an astronomical number of liters per hour in diesel. So a huge saving for us here by just having this one system going. Sure, over there we've got the tractor going still, but that was more of a needs must to get that field reset properly for what we plan to do. But this system right here and this approach is just so much more effective and efficient where we can. If we were ever to, well, when we continue to take over land here as well, we might have to look into this, but on a larger scale maybe. But we'll see. We need to think about that moving forward, just to see how what the strategy will be for that. But because obviously crop rotations will come into play a little bit more because it's going to be a bit different. But we can figure that one out.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday, nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Saturday night. I'm gonna quit my job, never wanna have no boss. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio. Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be real good, if you know what I mean. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Saturday night.
So just to see it in action here, you've got your two crimping reels with like a metal blade on the front that bends and snaps over the whatever the crop is in front of you. Then under here you've got your two sets of discs and then a press, which are just gonna, like I say, slightly chopping up the organic matter on the top, not really doing anything too deep there. And then your packer wheel there. Then you got your two coulters and a harrow on the back. So really nice and straightforward and simple. What it also means is that it doesn't really require too much power, because it's not a power harrow there. It's just the fan for the drill, which is great. So in theory, and what's something we might look into over the course of next year, really, when we need to, is the 5S could quite easily pull that one. The main issue would be weight, I think, on the front, but we can figure that out. And that would allow us to get a bit more ground covered there and a bit more work done with it as well, which would be really cool just to see us get that acreage covered off as we tick on through. But that's going to be part of the plan, I think, moving forward. Right now, though, Bungle is somewhere just ticking his way through. This is one of the bigger fields that we have now, actually, on the farm with these two combined. So it'd be good to get this one done. There's a little bit of a wet bit in the corner there that we're staying away from. But yeah, we'll just see how this one all works out. Oh, there he is. He's flying through, but it's plowed over really well. I guess that shows what it looks like when it's been in pasture for so long. And I don't think it's going to cause any problems there moving forward, which is just fantastic. So we'll see how that looks and see how it works over. And this will be the first time, this part at least, because this was the grass fields. This has been into a crop in many years now, so should be interesting to see how that goes. It looks like we are now maybe a year away from picking up the next 2 fields here, which we'll see what that looks like, but that could be quite a lot more work for us to consider and factor in. And then yeah, power harrow is working its way through. Like I say, a lot of stones here. We'll have to get the roller out and make sure that's all taken care of, but we can do that. And then I think this is actually going to be Bungle's first real work he's doing. A bit of fertilizer spreading, but a bit of field work he's doing here, certainly. So that is coming along very well. Looking, he's getting more and more adept with his master there, which is great. I finished using it for all of the slurry around Bellum recently as well, so it's turned out to be a very useful little tractor. Speaking of useful, here comes Uncle by the looks of things. Hello, Bungle. Let you go. He's not in the mood for stopping, evidently. There goes Uncle as well, so he's coming up to start rolling the field behind me. It's about, 6 o'clock now this evening, so it's still light, which is great. But we'll keep going, and we'll see how much more we can get done today. Lots of seed left to go out, lots of ground left to go out as well. I would be very surprised if I get into this bit right now, but we will see anyway. But yeah, lots happening here. It's been great that we can actually get going properly. Spring has well and truly come now. A few little bits of rain here and there, but for the most part, we're looking very handy indeed. So I'm very pleased to be able to say that we can make some good progress here. We'll bring you a few more updates in the next episode there, I'd imagine, from around the yard as we are getting really settled in with the cattle shed, and the final bits of landscaping and fencing work around and about as well to boot. So that's really good to see. Until next time though, we're going to leave it here. So thank you very much for watching, as always. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have and you've yet to do so, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more if you are interested in everything that's going on with my farming life, and we'll bring you all of the updates as we proceed. Right now though, it's back onto the drill. We'll see you later.